So when you draw the link, it becomes very clear. Another example. Imam Sadiq ﷺ says to his companions one day, everything I tell you, I want you to ask me to back it up using verses from the Holy Quran. Everything. And by the way, that's a big challenge to make. For the Imam to say that everything I say is based on the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that's very, very powerful. It means the Imam enjoys a level of confidence in his message that no one else has. He says, ask me to back it up and I will. So one day the Imam says to one of his companions that it's recommended for you to wear yellow shoes. So the person, thinking that he's got the Imam, he says to him, could you back that up from the Holy Quran? The Imam said, sure. He told him the story of the Israelites and Prophet Musa, ala nabina wa alihi, afdal as-salatu wa azka at-taslim. One day a person is found dead. And it wasn't the fact that he was dead, it was the fact that he was killed. He had been killed that disturbed the Israelites, of course. So they went to Musa and said, we found this person lying in the middle of the road, and he's being killed. And of course that bothers us, it disturbs us. We need to know who the killer is. So they asked Musa to find a way. And of course Musa immediately asks the Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for some divine intervention and some help. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to him, tell the Israelites to slaughter a cow. إِنَّ اللَّهَ يَأْمُرُكُمْ أَن تَذْبَحُوا بَقَرَةً. Now, why do we have to slaughter a cow? And once again, this fits into the message that we're trying to convey here, the message of submission to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why do we have to slaughter a cow? Why can't you just slaughter the cow and get it out of the way? Why can't you just follow directions from your prophet, the prophet who used numerous miracles and numerous divine interventions were called so that you'd be saved? Do you still not trust him? So why do we have to slaughter the cow? And by the way, what kind of cow does it have to be? What color should the cow's color be? The Imam refers, it's not the story that I'm trying to mention here. That's another story for another time. But then the Imam refers to the verse where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Musa quotes God as saying, إِنَّهَا بَقَرَةٌ فَاقِعٌ لَوْنُهَا تَسُرُّ النَّاظِرِينَ صَفْرَاءُ فَاقِعٌ لَوْنُهَا تَسُرُّ النَّاظِرِينَ. It's a yellow cow that has a very bright hue and it pleases the onlookers. Imam Sadiq says, this is my basis for saying that it's recommended to wear yellow shoes. And modern science backs that up as well. Modern science says that there are such things called the receptive photons in the eye pupils. And these receptive photons, actually, they convey a certain message to the brain upon seeing certain colors. That's why you see that the best lights to be used as street lights are actually the yellow lights. Because they're soothing. They bring comfort. They soothe the spirits. They soothe the soul. And the Imam in this case says, well, wearing yellow shoes is a soothing notion. It's a good thing for you. It helps you calm down based on this verse. So when you think about it, it makes sense. Maybe it doesn't make complete sense because you need to dig up a little deeper. You need to think about it more. You need to go and try to back it up using more and more traditions, more and more scientific evidence and what have you. But in the end, it helps to draw that missing link and to find it. But what do you do when you don't find the missing link? That's where you submit.